Hello and welcome back to the course on Tableau. And today we're looking at filters, important lecture today. But before we get to it, I wanted to ask you for a favor. So, I know we're not finished with the course yet, but I would really appreciate if you could leave a review for this course. We've done a few modules so far, and if you like the materials, please go ahead and click the button at the top of the course, which looks like this, and just choose the number of stars that you think the course deserves and leave a review if you like. If you don't want to write anything, just choose the number of stars and click submit. The reason I'm asking now is because a lot of students don't finish the course to the end for whatever reason, and I definitely hope you're not going to be that student. I hope you get to the end, but at the same time, I would really appreciate a review because it helps me understand whether you like the course or not, and also it helps other students who are considering taking this course understand whether it's worth their while. So I would be very happy if you could do that for me today. And now let's get back to the show. So we're talking about filters today. We've got this area chart that we created last time, which, if you ask me, looks pretty amazing already. We're just going to add a bit of formatting to it at the end of this lecture. But how can we add a filter? So what information is missing currently on this chart? The information that's missing is gender. We've got the age groups and we've got the unemployment rate split by months, but we can't see gender here. So one way to add gender is by putting gender into a filter, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So to do that, you have to take gender or the variable that you want to add as a filter and put it into the filter shelf. And it's as simple as that. There we go. So now you've got this filter menu pop up, and you can specify the kind of settings or set up your filter. So here we're going to select, we're allowing this filter to work by selecting from a list, and there's only two values, men and women. Custom value list, I don't normally use that. You could add like your own types of values, use all. So normally you stick with this select from list, and this is for like dimensions. We'll look at a filter for measures in a second. So wildcard, usually I don't use any of these. These are more advanced kind of things that you use in very specific cases. So we won't stop on them right now, because if you really need them, you can understand them. But to be honest with you, I very rarely, I don't think I've ever used the wildcards in my filters. That's when you have like huge lists that you're filtering from. So we'll just stick with general, and for now we'll just select all. And the other thing that you need to know here is you can select exclude. And what that will do is it will allow you to filter what you don't want to see. So if you had like 10 values, then you could click exclude, and that will allow you to cancel out a few values. But right now we're just going to select what we do want to see. So we'll click all, we'll click OK. And now you can see the chart didn't change because we selected both genders, but now we have gender as a filter. And so if I want to change the filter, I click filter and say I want to see the chart only for men. Then I click OK. And then you can see the chart did change because now it's only unemployment for men, and the axis is much, the top value or the maximum value on the axis is much smaller because there is less unemployed people, because we're only looking at a subset. Now if we want to change it for women, you uncheck that and check that, you click apply, you see the chart is changing in the back there. So that's all great, but that is quite tedious, don't you find? Like you have to click the filter every time and then change it and then close it again. So that's why in Tableau there is a solution. There's a quick filter, and we're going to learn that right now as well. So in order to bring up a quick filter, you need to right click on the filter and select show quick filter, and just click that, and you will see this quick filter pop up over here. So it's quite far away. How about I just put it there? So I'll put it there for now, but usually you keep them on the left. I'll put it there just for our convenience, so I can zoom in a bit. And so here, if I uncheck men, you can see the chart is changing right away. Uncheck women, the chart is changing. So I can take all of them out, the chart disappears. Very handy thing to have, this quick filter, because it helps you quickly analyze your data. You can change the type of quick filter you want to see, and you can look, you can see these different types. So it can be a drop down, single slider. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this one back here, and now I'll bring up a quick filter. So actually what I'll do is I'll make my Tableau workbook smaller. So we can zoom in like that. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a filter for age, because there's a lot more values we have in age, and that'll be a bit handy. So let's just do that. We'll put age into filter. We'll select all for now, apply, and we'll also create a quick filter for age. There we go. So that's our quick filter for age. And now you can see how we can customize this filter. So first of all, we can uncheck certain values, and as you can see, they will disappear from the chart. So this is not the best thing to have for this chart, because we do want all groups of ages in unemployment in this chart, but we're just looking at it like this for now because it's a good example. So you see, we can uncheck the values we don't want to see, and the chart changes right away, dynamically right in front of us. So then we can just select separate ones. But once again, there's that option to highlight. So you wouldn't need to do that ever if you have this highlighting option. And then next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the types of filters you can have. So say you can have a single value list. If you only want to see one at a time, then you can just do these radio boxes. And also you have this all option. Also with filters, you have the option to remove this all value. So I can uncheck, and then there's no all values. So you have to select an option from the list. But in our case, we actually need the all value. So how about we can also have like a single value drop down. So it's like a radio box, but it's a drop down. It's a bit more convenient. What else? You can do like multiple values drop down, so you can check them. So it just kind of makes it compact. You can do a wildcard match where you type in 20 to 24. Let's see that, and it'll pick up the value that you're looking for. So there's a lot of different options for filters, and they're more for convenience. So that's pretty much that. I'm just going to get rid of this one because we don't need age as a filter. The other one I wanted to show you is we'll probably have a look more at measures as filters in the next section because it'll be more relevant there. So we'll definitely look at that in a bit more detail. But just so that you know, you can add filters, and they're very easy to use. So in this case, if somebody wants to analyze only men or women, he can select from here. So actually, I'm just going to change this to single value from list, and that makes more sense. So you're either looking at everybody, or you're looking at just men or just women, and the chart adjusts dynamically, and you can just look at exactly what you want to see. So as promised, we're just going to quickly fix up the formatting here. So we'll just go format and make it like a 12 and a B, unemployed, and then we'll change format here as well. Make it a 12 and a B, and make this a bit bigger. So there you go. There's your chart. It's ready for export. If you really want, you can add some text over here just to replace this label that's missing. But otherwise, I think it looks quite good. And yeah, so that's all for this section. Hope you enjoyed creating this chart. We learned quite a lot of new things, and make sure to do the quiz because that will help you solidify your knowledge. And to finish off, I just wanted to remind you, I would really appreciate if you could leave a review. That would mean so much to me. Thanks a lot for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next section. Until next time, happy analyzing.